Hello, everyone. We have Erdem Ersoz here at MoneyLive London. Hello, Erdem. Nice. It's a pleasure to see you here. How are you?
Likewise, Dumitru. Nice seeing you and Fintech Garden here.
How is the conference for you?
I like connecting in person. Despite all the information being available free and online, this has a different place.
You have quite a vast experience because you work at PayPal and Tide. I want to ask you a very tricky question just from the beginning. How does the payment infrastructure complexity evolves as fintech grows also?
Okay, that's a very nice question. So let's divide it into 3 stages. In the early stage, time to market is the most important focus you have. So you need to get something out and you need to get it out fast so that you may capture some scale for your precious growth. At that stage, you will be mostly relying on partners and vendors having managed services. And the next one is growth stage. This is the part that unit economics become more important so that you would want to decouple, debundle some of these functions to your side and increase your unit economics and have more control over the transaction authorization. And the final stage, this is where it gets complicated because now resilience is another thing that you need to worry about. You need 100% on-time transactions and maybe you need to introduce multi-layer infrastructures.
A lot of fintech products that working with card schemes, they just try to scale operations, scale everything they want. What are the most important things to take care about when you want to scale up card schemes payments, card scheme, infrastructure?
When you are scaling fast, a couple of things that you need to worry about on the operational side. Let's start with the risk and fraud. The moment when transactions are exponentially growing, it means that you will be exposed to bigger risk. On the other hand, you wouldn't want to eliminate false positives. So there is a sensitive balance that you need to use technology to establish. And the other thing is chargebacks. It is not a subject to underestimate because all these evidence cycles and network compliance would be tricky for a fast-growing company if they are not automized in a suitable way. And the third part is the compliance. When you are growing, you will be subject to new mandates, new compliance rules. This might be a compliance from PSD2, PSD3, or it might be something from the network side, but you need to watch and keep an eye on that part of the game so that you don't fall behind.
We're speaking about underestimating. When we want to grow fast, or maybe we want just to grow iteratively, what things most of us in fintech, we don't estimate? It's compliance, because from my experience, I know that a lot of people just don't estimate compliance. Maybe you saw something different.
Well, compliance for sure. I'll add 2 more on that. One is reconciliation. Any single mistake, 1 penny mistake at reconciliation can be a massive thing at scale. So I haven't seen a company so far saying that we have a very easy reconciliation because it has its own challenges, including multiple parties. This is something to watch out. And another thing here is when a company is growing, edge cases may be forgotten. Okay, online payment works, offline payment works. How about offline payments? When the customer is on the flight, not connected to anywhere, would your card payment go through? Or when we are speaking of partial returns, will this be handled in a correct way that it reflects in all settlement processes? Those will be the key things to look at.
When I was dealing with different scales, for example, international, one moment in different discussions, I had the same question in different projects. The question was, what does maturity for payment infrastructure means in the moment when we want to go international? For me, this is a very complex answer. What for you, what does when a payment infrastructure is mature to go international?
I can answer it in a sentence. It means localization and interoperability. Localization in a way of not translating your interfaces. Localization means using the local schemes that are widely adopted in that environment. And also, we know that one of the most flexible components of payment system is the know your customer, KYC part. If there is a easier option, if there is a more productive, flexible option in the market, in a plug and play way, you need to be able to add these modules, elements in your environment so that you become truly part of that new territory and provide a true localized service.
So it means that before going on international, even if we consider that our infrastructure is very mature, we still have to look and to make research on the new markets to see what's going on. Maybe people are just used to use not card schemes, maybe something else. And
definitely,
we need to connect some APMs additionally on this.
We see in the industry that the companies who address it right, they have massive growth in short time span because this is the best way that customers accept.
There is the last question from my side. If we were speaking about payments, do you think the future is for card schemes or the future is for APMs?
Okay, I just had a panel for that. I believe they have their own place in different areas. Alternative payments, they have superior offers most of the time for transaction speed and cost. But when it comes to trust and transaction maturity, card is still the winner. It took decades for schemes to build that trust and also to develop these transaction methods. For example, you can't raise a chargeback for an A2A payment. Also, nobody's offering rewards for an A2A payments today. These may develop over time, but I believe in the mature state, people will use A2A for certain things and card for certain things.
Thank you very much for accepting the invitation at Fintech Garden, and I wish you good luck here at the conference.
Same here. Very nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.